All right, welcome back to the unofficial review. We were discussing about the Patriots gates. I'm getting to the final gate thus far, but it's a gate that really has not been brought to the public's light. There have been discussions, let's say on Facebook, on YouTube or whatever, addressing these things, but it's really more or less to collect it all together and try to make sense out of it. So that's one of the things that we're going to start talking about. Clockgate. It has yet to, again, like I said, be publicly identified, but there's just way too much. There's way too much evidence suggesting that in fact the Patriots are just back to their old ways of cutting some corners, of making themselves. And the thing too that makes me wonder is who else is involved, just because of the totality of this next gate. Because that's one of the things is, to me, it sounds like some of the officials or some of the officiating on the field could be involved, just because of how it could possibly happen time and again. So that's one of the things is, for the first game, it was actually the first game of the year. It was the Steelers-Patriots, and there was a crucial third down that the Patriots were facing. And you see, and this is one of the things I was just, when I first saw the video, I wasn't quite sure what I was watching. But as you're watching it, the Patriots are in the huddle, and then suddenly Tom Brady kind of looks over and notices that the play clock is expiring and that he's going to have to either use a timeout or he's going to get a delay of game. And then suddenly you see him walk outside of the huddle, and he makes this hand gesture where he's looking at somebody. He's making this hand gesture, waving above his head. And then, lo and behold, you suddenly see some more time show up on the clock. And it's kind of like he looks over and he confirms that happened. Then he goes like this. And that's one of the things, like I said, look at his body language. For starters, who the hell is he waving to? He steps a few feet out and goes like this. It gets cleared up. He suddenly goes like this. Who the hell looks to the left when they're in the middle of a game? Somebody who looks to their left and right. Somebody who looks around after they're doing something shady. That's what they do. It's somebody who is a guilty party, a drug dealer, somebody who's doing something that they don't want people to see, looks around when they're about doing it. What does he do after he does this little hand gesture? He looks around, and then he makes eye contact and realizes the camera's on him, so he immediately looks down. So you see him stepping out, makes a hand gesture, gets it cleared up, lickety split, and then suddenly, getting back to normal. Everything's on the level. That was the thing that got me. At first, I was kind of like, they could have altered the clock. I don't know if that's, this is just the way technology is. You can't be, again, watch his body language. It is completely guilty. Again, let's go to the next one. It was, let's see, it was actually the Giants-Patriots. Again, I want to say this is a crucial field goal for the win. I want to say a game that they won by 1 or 2 points. So in other words, the field goal won the game. The clock is expiring. Suddenly, lo and behold, they get more time. Again, and it was the funny thing too was that this hand gesture that I referred to that Brady did in this first game, again, the guy who's holding the kick for the field goal, as they're getting ready, Janikowski doesn't even hesitate. They see it going down. He just acts like, well, I know what's going to happen. We're going to get that extra time we need. Because again, the guy holding the ball makes that same hand gesture. Suddenly it gets cleared up. He didn't even slow down. Again, I've seen this happen before where they're having issues with play clocks, but the QB has to go over, talk, explain what's going on to the ref. Then he's like, oh, okay. Then he gets cleared up. He doesn't just make some quick hand gesture and lickety split. It's done. I've never seen a team be able to clear a mix-up, especially over a period of several games, that fast. That is the most absurd thing too. Is it's like, if this is on the level. Because we have seen other issues with play clocks. Why is it that it's being cleared up so easily? Why is it that no one's even identifying that it's being cleared up so easily? Why isn't somebody going? Why aren't the officials identifying? We are sorry that the clock played before it was supposed to blah 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 frickin' blah. It's because it wasn't. It was because they ran out of time and you guys gave them more time. Again, and this is the other thing too, was you go to the third game with which we have. Some play clock issues. And guess what? It is the Deflategate game. It is the Colts versus the Patriots. They're up by 17. Again, the gap the ass whooping had not been laid out yet. And the play clock, again, helps the Patriots. And the thing about it, too, was that, and it was one of those things where who knows who the heck made the hand gesture, But again, the team is going out of the huddle. 5 seconds left on the clock. They're just casually walking over. Ooh, get some more extra time. How did you guys know you had that time? Again, go back to the kick by Janikowski. How did you just calmly focus on, all right, I'm going to make this kick. We're going to get some extra time. It's cool. I've never seen this type of body language, this type of just acting like that's totally normal. And it's a coincidence that it happened to be on very crucial plays. Again, everything is suggesting that you guys are in fact, and that's the thing too, that's one of the things that makes me concerned. That's why I want to talk about it, is that who was the inside person? Who are you signaling that just cleaning this up lickety-split? The officials or the people helping the game run. It's just the people overseeing, making sure this is on the same playing field. These are the people that had to be involved in order for this to be played off. So again, how are we supposed to think that everything is on the level? How are we supposed to think that Roger Goodell and Robert Kraft, the owner of the Patriots, relationship is appropriate when we're seeing all these actions that just happen to help them? Just happens to be these guys that this works out for. Because again, and this is the thing too, and this is, again, I would take it as almost kind of an omission of guilt, was that I saw a game versus the Giants in Philly, same year, where there was just a shit ton of bad freaking, like, what the hell's going on with the play clock? But that was the thing, was when you looked at it was just kind of this annoyance for everybody. There's points where both sides of the teams was kind of like, let's get going. What's going on? Why are we having so many play clock issues? And I'm thinking back, well, this was, I want to say about week 8, week 9, week 10. It was in the middle of the season, weeks and weeks after the freaking first one got brought to light. And it was kind of like, well, to me, what I'm seeing, like, why is this happening the same year that the Patriots are having all these convenient malfeasance, these malfunctions with the play clock? Why is this happening the same year? To me, I'm just like, what's a scapegoat? It's, if they ever have to face the music, they're like, well, shit, we had issues with the play clocks all year. I mean, yeah, so it happened to happen with the Patriots on convenient things that happened to lead to wins and so forth. But, it happened to Philly and the Giants too. Didn't help anybody, but it happened. Yeah, right? And again, as far as that level of guilt, that was the other thing too, was the fact that I want to say the one video, I didn't look at them all, I didn't add them all up, I couldn't imagine how big they are, but the first one video I had seen had 4.5 million views. How are you telling me that there were 4.5 million views, that not one single person within the NFL organization that would be intrigued and possibly want to know about this? How did not one single person see this video? Once more, let's say, I mean, because I would like to think that it brought to light that at least a handful of eyes saw this and was like, yo, this is, a lot, millions of people are talking about this. Millions of people are once again questioning the integrity of the sport. Why wouldn't you feel the need, if it was total bullshit, to say that's what it was? Why wouldn't you feel the need to be like, hey, this is fake, and this is why it's fake? You didn't. You admitted you were guilty. You just acted like it didn't happen. When you act like something didn't happen and millions of people know it did, again, it's like you're waiting for it to pass. It's like they want to wait a couple of years before it gets brought to light because they don't want to associate the action with the results of what it influenced. Again, if this is not guilty, if this is not the NFL helping the Patriots, if this is not the officials helping the Patriots, explain it to me, Lucy. Why is this happening? Why does it continue to happen for one team specifically? Now, I've discussed bigger markets getting those edges, getting those benefits of the doubts, those blatant calls to help them. But specifically, the Patriots have exceeded all other teams when it's come to their dirty laundry. And again, you look at that relationship between Robert Kraft and Roger Goodell, and you'll wonder, how are we supposed to think that this is totally kosher, that just happens to be this team this many times, this many years, this many rings? They're guilty. It's time and again. I was just shocked when I saw that game. It was the first game of the year, and they'd already had opened the season cheating. Again, it's one of those things where, and that's why I'm specifically bringing up all these gates, is to lead to this next gate and be like, yo, you don't get to act like it didn't happen. You don't get to face the music once again. This is why I don't think Brady and the Patriots are innocent, because they're constantly proving otherwise. This constant, consistent theme of gates is proving. There's one of those things where there's a point where it's like, isn't saying go fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Like, I'm not learning. We learn. I've learned. The Patriots, until proven otherwise, aren't showing that they have any integrity. So I'm not gonna say that Brady is not still capable of those 2-minute drills that can scare every team. He is extremely talented, but as far as integrity, as far as character, pretty low on the totem pole when it comes to the Patriots and their cheating ways. So I imagine, again, like the officiating, like the shady calls and the rule changes that are meant to manipulate the game for specific teams, and again, put more money in the NFL's pocket. I would not be shocked if we are revisiting Gates down the road. But yes, just looking forward to some fun seasons, calling out the NFL's bullshit and getting it right. Be talking to you plenty soon.